We didn't know that we lived in the less desirable part of town, and so it was never undesirable for us. And it was pretty typical, I think, that um, it was not as unsafe as people thought it was. And like every other kid, we would ride our bikes around in the neighborhood and didn't have to worry about getting messed with. And it was very much a Hispanic center of Austin. So I didn't really notice the changes growing up. It wasn't, I would say, probably over the last 7 to 8 years, it's been like a switch, and it's happened incredibly fast. And 6th Street here is by far the most gentrifying area. 6th Street down to 1st Street, the most gentrifying area in one of the most rapidly growing cities in the United States. So it has happened incredibly fast, and the speed at which it has happened is really, I think, a driving factor of why it's so hard for people to not get pushed out and so hard for people to keep up. It's just housing prices have doubled, and that doubles the property taxes, and it's that rate of change that really makes it hard for people to stay in the neighborhood.
People are getting kicked out. I'm pretty sure they're not choosing to move away, because if you live there forever, why would somebody move? These people they're older. They're a lot older, so they're not trying to move.
Yeah.
But right now, mostly everybody, all the houses are paid for, so we all just pay property taxes. And every year the property taxes go up.
There's been a lot of construction, and they've actually started building new complexes, which are kind of making our complexes go up in price. Like, they're starting to build more buildings, and that's pushing the minorities more and more east. And so now it's going to be harder and harder for us to get to school. It's already like 5 miles away, but we at least have shuttle buses and stuff. But now you're going to have to add more time to your travel time, because we're going to be farther and farther away.
When I grew up, by that time some changes had already happened in Austin, and in particular East Austin, where the Hispanic as well as the Black population had been relocated to the east side. Some of these changes in the last, I would say, 8 to 10 years have been progressively coming faster and harder. And within this past year, a couple of years, our property taxes have skyrocketed, and a lot of our original businesses, especially the ones that did not buy and that were only rented, have been pushed out. They just could not afford the rents. You can't blame a landlord. If they're going to be able to get higher rents, they will get higher rents. And so for the people that didn't buy, it is a sad situation. They're gone. And for the ones that did buy, we are facing how do we pay these taxes that have all of a sudden gone from maybe $2,000 a year to 10 or 12 or 20 or 30,000 a year.
Gentrification has become a very hot button issue, and there's no doubt that it's real, and we have to do any and everything to resist it and to push back on it and to keep the character and the culture of the neighborhood. And I think the one thing that we need to do while we do that is to not be antagonistic and not be divisive with our neighborhood. And so we need to work, both the old residents and the new residents, to preserve what is now our community. And I think that's certainly, I think race becomes such a key issue with gentrification, and it becomes a very divisive issue. But I think that there's better ways to approach it.